The Mevo Plus is priced at a fraction of the cost of high-end launch monitors like the TrackMan or GC Quad, and it has many of the same data points and features as these professional-grade devices. But does the Mevo Plus deliver on those features? Have FlightScope got the balance right between quality and price with the Mevo Plus? Is it suited to average golfers looking to play indoor sim golf or outdoors on the range? And is it accurate? Keep watching because we've covered all of those points in our review today, including everything we liked about the Mevo Plus and everything we didn't like. And we've included accuracy testing against the TrackMan later in our review, including club data testing. And if you do decide to buy the Mevo Plus, you can use our discount code in the description section below to get it at the cheapest possible price. Now, if you're unsure about which launch monitor is right for you, we've put together a short quiz on our website, golfable.com, to help you find the best launch monitor for your needs. You can check it out in the description below. Provided you have the space, the Mevo Plus will work very well for indoor play. Now you need a minimum of 8 feet behind the golf ball, and then around 12 to 13 feet of ball flight is recommended. So that's 12 to 13 feet from the ball to the hitting screen. Now the general rule is the more ball flight, the better indoors. So if you can get more than 13 feet, that will really help, particularly with metrics like spin at higher ball speeds. Now Mevo Plus says on the website that you could get away with 8 feet minimum, but from our experience, the data readings won't be as consistent. So try and go for that 12 to 13 feet if you can, especially if you have above average swing speeds. Now, if you don't have the space, then I would say you'd be more suited to a camera-based launch monitor like the SkyTrack Plus or the Bushel Launch Pro, which require less room depth indoors. Because of the limited ball flight, you're going to have to use metallic ball stickers or RCT golf balls. That's radar capture technology golf balls, which help spin readings. You get 100 ball stickers actually with the purchase of the Mevo Plus. Now the Mevo Plus will read without the stickers, but the spin readings might be a little off. Now outdoors, the Mevo Plus is going to work very well if you're in a fixed position, like a driving range. It works equally well from a golf mat or from the grass, but remember, if you take divots on the grass in the hitting area, you're going to have to move around the Mevo Plus a little bit because it doesn't read well on uneven ground. We found that the Mevo Plus, it's not really built for on-the-course play because you have to align the unit, you have to get the roll right, you have to get the tilt right, and that can take a minute or two, which is not ideal to keep pace of play up on a golf course. Tilt must be set to around 12 degrees, but thankfully in the 2023 Mevo Plus model they've upgraded the kickstand so it extends directly to 12 degrees, which is an important time saver. You've also got the built-in camera in the Mevo Plus, which helps align the device along the target line. You also don't get metrics directly on the Mevo Plus. You need a separate device to see the metrics, which means it's again not really efficient for on the course having an extra device. So overall, the Mevo Plus setup, it's a bit more time consuming and in particular than other launch monitors that we reviewed, but you get used to it pretty quickly, and for indoors it won't be a problem after the first setup because then it's in a fixed position for repeated use. Now, out of the box, the Mevo Plus will give you all the metrics for ball data, like carry distance, like launch angle, backspin. Now, they've also included angle of attack out of the box, which we like because usually you'd have to pay an upgrade to get that with other launch monitors. You will need to upgrade to the Pro package, though, to get most of the club data, like club path, face to target, dynamic loft. These club metrics are going to be really important if you're trying to pinpoint problems with your swing mechanics and make corrections to your technique. There's also the face impact location upgrade. This will give you a graphical image of the club impact for every shot, so you can see exactly where in the club face the ball is hitting each time, which we really like. It's really helpful for identifying and improving bad patterns you might have in your swing, like a consistent toe strike or consistent heel strike. Just remember though, you're going to need proper lighting for this face impact location to work. A minimum of 300 lux for it to work effectively. Now we're going to talk about the pricing of these add-on packages later on, but just keep in mind that there are no subscriptions for the Mevo Plus, unlike most competitors where you have to pay a yearly subscription. Once you buy these add-ons, they're yours for life, which is a big benefit. Let's take a look at the user interface features of the Mevo Plus. So the Mevo Plus lets you customize the screen appearance so you can easily rearrange data tiles on the screen to prioritize metrics most important to you. You can also delete metrics that are not really your focus for more personalization. Another really neat feature we liked is the sleep feature for bad shots. You can filter shots to sleep so your averages discount these bad shots without having to delete them fully, We notice our average is getting skewed sometimes by mishits in other launch monitors, which is annoying. So this is definitely a great addition. When you upgrade to the Pro package, additional club data like club path, face the path, and angle of attack will become available on the screen. Keep in mind, if you use an iPhone, you will be scrolling to see all your data, as it won't fit all on the screen at the same time. Data margins is another cool feature. You pick your minimal and maximum values for a data metric, and the interface gives you an automatic visual feedback when your shot meets the benchmark or not. So if you hit a shot outside your maximum value for spin rate, for example, you'll see a red color for that metric. So it's a great way to quickly see where each shot is underperforming. Different tables and graphs can be displayed for each shot depending on how deep you want to go into each shot review. All your session data will be saved online in the cloud for later review, and that comes under review sessions. So if you play with your iPhone at the range, for example, you can access all this data when you get home on your iPad or PC. The app will call out your data points as well with voice messages throughout the session, so you don't have to look at the screen all the time to see your data.
Carry is 126.2 yards.
We also love the audio integration with your iPhone. You just pop in your AirPods and you can hear the chosen data points after each shot. It's going to save time at home and at the range, as you're not constantly looking at the screen to get your data. Now, if you're an Apple Watch user, you can sync the Mevo Plus with your watch and get all the shot data on your wrist.
So you can switch clubs or check data without fumbling with your phone or iPad, which is a big time saver. And the video capture feature, it really brings the Mevo Plus to the pro level as an analysis tool, because you can record your swings using your iPhone camera or smartphone camera and get instant playback with data overlay. So every swing you take is going to automatically be recorded, clipped and stored for your review, and it only captures the moments just before, during and after your swing, so you're not left with loads of unnecessary video of you just standing around between shots. And finally, the shot responsiveness of the Mevo Plus is pretty much instantaneous, so you're not going to have to deal with any delays after hitting your shot, unlike a competitor like SkyTrack, which has a delay of around 2 seconds. So what apps and features are available to improve your game, and what features can you use for fun, casual play in the Mevo Plus? So you've got the official app, which is the FS Golf app, which is connected through your iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, Android, PC. So on login, you're going to have a few different session options. The first one and the main one is the full swing mode, which is the bread and butter virtual driving range of the Mevo Plus. This mode is built for any golf shots, usually more than 25 yards, so expect to spend most of your time in this mode. The graphics are pretty basic, as the focus is really on the data here. So if you're looking for advanced graphics, you won't find it here. Better off looking in the simulation section, which we'll talk about later. Now, all shots in this mode can be looked at from different angles, different perspective, and the sessions are recorded, so you have a digital record of your progress. Now, if you're looking to improve club head speed, the swing training session is a good mode. We don't even need to hit a ball in this mode. You just swing the club or a speed stick in front of the radar, and it's going to give us feedback on our swing speed and the swing plane as well. It's an excellent way of working on increasing your power while also keeping your swing mechanics in check. FYI, if you don't have the Pro package, you will only see the club speed column on your app, so the V plane and the H plane won't appear. Chipping mode has the same setup as full swing mode. The only difference is we're hitting shots less than 25 yards in this mode. You won't get a 3D ball tracer of your chip shots, only an over the top view like the image here. 3D club analysis is also not available in this mode. You also have access to putting mode without the Pro package, and it does come with some video functionality. Flights will give you a virtual stimp meter, so if you know the speed of your greens that you're going to be playing on, you can adjust the stimp distance before starting your session. It's a basic, simple mode. It's not going to make a big, huge difference to your putting game, really. That's why we prefer to use a putting mat. Now, in the challenges mode, you have access to 3 games. First is the PGA Challenge, which gives us a benchmark. It's allowing you to see your stats, like carry distance, like club speed, how they measure up against those on the PGA Tour and the LPGA Tour. Range competition lets you choose your target distance, and the aim is then to hit it within a specific range, scoring points based on accuracy. And then long drive competition, which we all know about, is a good one for when the friends are over. Now, the PGA Challenge in particular for us was the one we enjoyed, as it kind of just shows how far off you are from the best players, and it gives you a real indicator of what you need to improve on when you compare against the best. Now, another separate app available is the FS Skills app, which is solely built for targeted challenges and assessment. It's only in the iOS though, you won't get it on PC. We mentioned a few challenges you can do on the FS Golf app, but the FS Skills app is where you can make these challenges like fully customizable. So being able to create custom games like this, it's the perfect area really to work on your weak spots. So if you're struggling with, let's say, tight fairway layups of 100 yards, you can just set different targets in that zone and then you can score points based on accuracy. So it works well as a competitive app with your friends, and you can also set a time limit on each shot to add a bit more drama to it. Lastly, you got the multi-cam app. So that lets you see your swing from multiple angles simultaneously. So it's going to automatically record and sync videos from up to 4 cameras, including the Mevo Plus's internal camera. And then you can get an instant review on your iOS device. You've got a clear view of the top of your swing from a side angle, multiple shots and clips of your swing from these different angles. Definitely gives your coach loads to work with. Now, apart from setting up that multicam app, which takes a little while, all of those modes and challenges I mentioned, very easy to set up. They're fun to play and they will go a long way to improving your game if you put the work in. If you want to have fun with your friends and family, the simulation courses that the Mevo Plus integrates with is where you should be spending most of your time. You get immediate access to E6 simulation with the Mevo Plus out of the box. So that's both with iOS and with PC. No extra charges, and that's access to 10 golf courses, including the Belfry and Bay Hill and 17 driving ranges. Now, some rivals like Skytrack and Bushel Lawnfold, they're going to lock you out of simulation access until you pay an additional yearly fee. So this is a big benefit of the Mevo Plus. Playing the simulated courses is just good fun, and there's loads of options with E6 to keep you entertained. For us, we like to skip holes and we'll play only the par 3s, for example, or you can leave out putting, or you can keep putting in. It's very flexible for fun play, and it's really good also for on-the-course practice. So not paying additional fees for this is actually a big win. You also don't need a fancy gaming PC to use it. It pairs with iOS or regular PC. The Mevo Plus is also compatible with other simulation software like the Golf Club 2019, like Creative 3D, Awesome Golf, and it does have official compatibility with the most popular sim software, in our opinion, is GS Pro. The gameplay and graphics make GS Pro, for us, the market leader in the sim space. So if you're a PC user, it will be a gaming PC. If you're comfortable spending the extra money on a subscription, using the Mevo Plus with GS Pro simulation is definitely a step up. The battery life for the Mevo Plus was supposedly beefed up to 3 hours with the 2023 model, but most reports are saying it's not really getting over 2.5 hours. So the lesson, especially for outdoor play, is to invest in an external USB battery pack. FlightScope are keenly aware of this problem because they actually sell their own battery packs on their website. Keep in mind that the USB cable the Mevo Plus comes with is very short, so you probably need a dedicated single plug extension cord along with the USB cord. Now you need to use that USB cord with the Mevo Plus. That's the only one that will work. And the USB connection on the device is the annoying old micro USB instead of USB-C. I was assuming they would update to USB-C with the new 2023 model, but no, they're sticking with their guns with the old school power connector. So for customer support, the same advice always applies for all these launch model brands. Always ring. I spent 10 minutes on the phone with some setup questions with the Mevo Plus team and got all my answers. And then as a test, I sent the same messages over email and waited over 48 hours for answers. It's a no-brainer really, always make the phone call. In terms of warranty, the Mevo Plus comes with 12 months warranty. That's double actually what Skytrack offers. We like that you can also access extended warranty through the Mevo Plus Shield protection plan. Bear in mind though, it's not really cheap. It's $600 per year for a maximum of 3 years after the original purchase. The Shield protection plan though is going to cover you against hits from a golf ball or a golf club to the Mevo Plus, or by dropping the unit by accident. You also get free unlimited repairs, which is another benefit we liked about that plan. FYI though, theft and damage from golf carts are not covered in this. And there's also a 30-day return policy, but keep in mind, software, including the Pro package, can't be returned. So how accurate is the Mevo Plus? Can we trust the numbers it's spitting out? We compared Mevo Plus against the TrackMan head-to-head for our accuracy testing. Now, from the outset, we know that the Mevo Plus and TrackMan are not perfectly accurate launch monitors, and the fact that both of them are radar-based means that there is a possibility for radar interference, as they both must sit behind the golf ball. With that said, an asterisk can be put next to the results because they're not flawless. We've tried to improve the testing by taking the following steps. So we compared the Mevo Plus against TrackMan with 3 different golf clubs, the driver, 6-iron and pitching wedge, see how they perform with different types of shots. We got 2 golfers of different abilities, 7 handicap and an 18 handicapper, to take 5 shots each to see how the launch monitor handles different swing speeds. We then got the average difference between the launch monitors from those 10 shots. We use RCT golf balls, radar capture technology balls, for testing to improve the spin readings. The distance from the Mevo Plus to the ball was 8 feet, and the distance from the ball to the screen was 12 feet. Mevo Plus was set up in front of the TrackMan with around a foot difference, as a TrackMan can see around objects. It's not ideal, but we needed to do this to make sure the club path reading would line up the same. You can check out all the other steps we took by just pausing the screen now to have a full look. So we're about to show you an overview of the averages. For a full list of the metrics shot by shot, go to our linked article in the description. So firstly, carry distance. Carry distance for Mevo Plus reported an average of 7.3 yards less with the driver against the TrackMan over 10 shots. With the 6-iron, it was 3.59 yards less on the Mevo Plus and 2.27 yards less with the pitching wedge. So across the board, Mevo Plus was reporting less carry distance than TrackMan. Total distance was also naturally less for Mevo Plus, 8.64 less with driver, 5.87 less for 6-iron, and 3.1 yards less for pitching wedge. For spin rate on driver, there was an average difference of 188 RPMs between the Mevo Plus and TrackMan. 102 RPMs difference for 6-iron and 59 RPMs difference for pitching wedge. Ball speed had a difference of just under 1 mile per hour, so 0.99 for driver with the Mevo Plus, more ball speed than Mevo Plus. For 6-iron, Mevo Plus was averaging 1.73 more ball speed than TrackMan and 0.6 miles per hour more on the pitching wedge. Launch angle showed over 1 degree difference for driver, 1.16 average difference, and it was under 1 degree for both 6-iron and pitching wedge. Spin axis had some bigger differences in our testing between the two units. 2.7 degrees difference on average for driver, 2.55 degrees for 6-iron, and 1.45 degrees difference for pitching wedge. Spin axis is a weakness of radar units like TrackMan, like Mevo Plus indoors, as they struggle to read the full spin axis due to the limited tracking distance they have. So for higher speed indoor shots, they're not always going to be reliable with Mevo Plus, and it's hard for either of these units really to get spin axis fully accurate because of their radar setup. Club paths showed an average difference of 1.01 degrees with the driver, 0.55 degrees difference with the 6-iron between Mevo Plus and TrackMan, and 0.3 degrees difference with the pitching wedge. Face the path of driver difference was 0.7 degrees between Mevo Plus and TrackMan, 0.75 degrees with 6-iron, and 0.35 degrees difference with pitching wedge. And if you want to see a full list of the metrics, as I said, shot by shot, go to the linked article in the description. You can also find related articles by typing Golfable launch monitor reviews into Google. We also took a look at how Mevo Plus's virtual ball flight matched up to real ball flight at the driving range. We hit some different shots like low phase and some high draws and some wayward kind of shots. And the graphics on the Mevo Plus are pretty basic for ball flight. It's going to show you fades and draws like real life, but they are a bit more subtle when I compare the ball flight of a different launch monitor like the SkyTrack Plus, which is a bit more realistic. More importantly though, for extreme shots like shanks, which some launch monitors struggle with, the spin axis readings matched up pretty well to what we were seeing on the range. So overall for us, there was no concerns with the virtual ball flight when we compared it to the real ball flight at the driving range. The Mevo Plus currently comes in at around $2,000 to $2,200 depending on the deals at the time. Make sure to use our discount code available in the description below to get it at the cheapest possible price. As I said, you get instant access to 10 E6 Connect simulation courses with this purchase, so you can play sim golf out of the box. If you want the software from the Pro Package add-on, which is all the club data like club path, face to target, which will open up also access to 2D and 3D club analysis and let you see exactly what's wrong with each shot, you're going to pay an additional $1,000, and that's a one-off fee. The face impact location will cost you an additional $450 to $500 as a one-off fee too. Now remember, there are no subscription fees with the Mevo Plus, so if you're looking at similar launch monitors offering this level of data like SkyTrack Plus and the Bushel Launch Pro as a comparison, you'll pay $3,000 up front for the SkyTrack to get ball and club data, and then you need to pay yearly fees of $250 to play the E6 software. And this is without face impact location as a feature completely. They don't have that. And then if we're looking at Bushel Launch Pro, you're going to pay $3,500 up front to get ball and club data and a minimum extra of $500 per year to play simulation software. So Mevo Plus actually works out as one of the cheaper launch monitors you can get that provides full access to this pro level data. So what do we like about the Mevo Plus? There's no ongoing subscription fees or hidden costs with the Mevo Plus. Unlike most other launch monitors who are charging yearly fees for access to data or to simulation play, you pay once for the Mevo Plus and its add-ons, and you're getting pro-level data, and that's it. You get immediate simulation access to E6, 10 golf courses with your purchase of the Mevo Plus out of the box. So being able to play indoor simulated golf is not something most launch monitors just give you with the purchase. You have to usually pay additional fees or annual fees for any of that. So it's a big advantage for any of you who are interested mainly in simulation play. Official integration with GS Pro is also a big bonus. If you have right and left-handed golfers in your family or friend group, you don't have to keep moving the launch monitor around each time a different-handed player steps up to play, because the Mevo Plus sits behind the golfer. For competitors like the SkyTrack Plus, Unicore iMini, Bushel Launch Pro, you need to keep moving the launch monitor from side to side if you have lefties and righties. You can use the Mevo Plus on the grass. Many launch monitors struggle with actually reading from the grass, but Mevo Plus doesn't have a problem here. You will need to move it though if you take divots in the hitting area. The Mevo Plus is going to give you professional data insights which are close to pro-level launch monitors like a TrackMan or GC Quad without the $20,000 price tag. It's in that sweet spot between affordability and feature-heavy setup, so it's ideal for golfers looking for a comprehensive data analysis. Lastly, the accuracy of the Mevo Plus in comparison to the TrackMan was very similar in our testing. Now, there were some issues as we highlighted, and both launch monitors have their flaws, as we mentioned, but given we're comparing a $20,000 device against a $3,500 device, we were impressed with the data we were getting back. Looking at some of the cons of the Mevo Plus, it needs plenty of space indoors to work well. The radar technology means the room depth required indoors is around 20 to 22 feet. So you got 8 feet from the Mevo Plus to the golf ball, and then 12 feet from the ball to the screen, plus a foot or two either side. And you also have width of around 15 feet for swinging the golf club. So this may rule out some of you who don't have this kind of space. And if that's you, I'd recommend looking at a camera launch monitor like the SkyTrack Plus, like the Bushel Launch Pro or Unicore iMini. Now, the setup is not as clean and easy as other launch monitors we've reviewed. Getting the alignment and the roll and the tilt just right, it takes a little while, and it's definitely critical to get accurate data, so that can be frustrating. You also can't just put it on the ground and get it up and running in 30 seconds. Particularly at the range, it can take a while in unfamiliar surroundings, and you can find yourself kind of low to the ground behind the bay, trying to get it set up in the first few minutes. Not ideal if your bay is on a timer. Try and go for the last bay as a tip, just to avoid people kicking it over by accident, because it is quite small. It also doesn't work very well on the golf course during the round, as we mentioned, as you constantly need to realign it every time and when you're moving it to the next shot. So just stick to the driving range. For charging, we barely get 90 minutes of a charge from this Mevo Plus. Sometimes it's worse. While the 2023 model, it seems closer to 2.5 hours. There are many examples also of people needing to replace the actual battery itself, which is an issue. And the battery stuff is an issue for FlightScope, as they've recognized this with selling the actual battery packs on their website. And lastly, having a micro USB connector instead of a USB-C on the device, particularly when they've released a new 2023 model, definitely a bit of a head scratcher for us. So for us, the Mevo Plus does deliver on its features despite some of the weaknesses we've discussed. It has that balance between cost and quality, particularly as it doesn't have subscription fees. And it's really suited to indoor golfers, I think, of all skill levels who have the required space indoors, and outdoor golfers who have the patience and space at their range to set up. The instant access to sim golf with E6 from the start with your purchase can't be forgotten either, as it just opens up the launch monitor to such a bigger variety of entertainment. Now, as I've said in other videos, there's always a risk that the info I'm going over here will become outdated with time as Mevo Plus changes its prices or adds features. So if you want to be fully sure you're getting the most up-to-date info on the Mevo Plus, you can check out our review article, which is linked in the description below, and that's updated regularly. Now, depending on the deal we have at the time, a discount code will appear on the screen for the Mevo Plus and in the description section below, so you can get the best deal possible if you decide to purchase the Mevo Plus. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments and we'll get back to you. And you can check out our website golfing.com and the YouTube channel for other golf tech reviews. Thank you for watching.